All right, picture this. You're standing in front of a locked, heavy-duty door. Smoke might be billowing around you, and literally lives might be on the line. And here's the catch. You have exactly 4 minutes and 40 seconds to perfectly breach it. Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to put you directly in the boots of a fire recruit facing what is basically the ultimate test, the Forcible Entry Performance Objective. We're going to break down the exact anatomy of a perfect breach, dissecting the precise steps, the specialized tools, and honestly the incredible mental discipline it takes to turn an impenetrable barrier into a safe passageway. So, let's dive right in. Now, taking a look at this timeline, you might think, okay, that's just a list of tasks. But it's not. This is a strictly graded performance test guided by a relentless ticking clock. If you thought breaking down a door was just mindless smashing, well, think again. From the very second that timer starts at 0, every single moment is accounted for. You've got exactly 30 seconds for your initial size up, another 30 to attempt normal entry. You need to be moving on to tool application by the 1 minute and 20 second mark, then navigating glass removal, and finally securing access, all before that clock hits 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay, here's our mission briefing for today. We'll start with step 1, the crucial initial size up. Then we'll cover try before you pry, executing the breach, mastering glass removal, and we'll wrap it all up with the examiner's scorecard. Let's get moving. Starting off with section 1, the crucial initial size up, setting the stage safely. Okay, the clock literally just started. It is 0 minutes and 0 seconds, and the recruit is approaching the door. What's truly surprising here is that physical actions simply aren't enough. In this test, recruits have to aggressively narrate their actions out loud. You can't just quietly stare at the door to figure it out. You have to confidently, loudly state, "I am evaluating the construction type and locking mechanism prior to forcing entry." This is absolutely crucial because it proves to the examiner that you're actively processing the environment, not just, blindly reacting to it. Right, so during these first 30 seconds, safety is absolutely paramount. The recruit has to confirm they are in full personal protective equipment. We're talking their SCBA mask or face shield, depending on the hazard level. But the really critical physical move here, it's positioning the body off the line of force. Think about it. If that door suddenly gives way, or if whatever is behind it violently pushes outward, standing directly in front of it is a literal recipe for disaster. So the recruit positions themselves at a safe angle, out of the way, while completing a super rapid scan of the door type and the exact locking mechanism they're about to go up against. Moving on to section 2, try before you pry, the golden rule. We are now 30 seconds into the operation, and sequence discipline gets its first major test. Now, firefighting is absolutely a thinking person's game. As much as you might have the urge to just grab an axe and smash a door to splinters, try before you pry is a mandatory, completely unskippable procedure. Before you deploy any heavy tools and start destroying property, you have to attempt to open the door by normal means. I mean, the smartest, fastest, and safest entry is often just turning an unlock knob. So the recruit has to check the handle, test the door's movement, and loudly announce that they are verifying if it's unlocked. It's only after loudly confirming the door is secured that they can declare forcible entry is actually required. Next up, section 3, executing the breach, brain over brawn. So the clock has now ticked past the 1 minute mark, and it's time to choose the weapon of entry. Once the recruit declares the door is locked, they must loudly identify their entry method. Now, the preferred method, assuming you have the right tools, is the through the lock procedure. It's kind of like the stealthy approach. Use a specialized K-tool or A-tool, place it directly over the lock cylinder, and drive it in to pull the cylinder right out. It minimizes damage to the actual door. But if that's not an option, they have to pivot to conventional forcible entry. This is where the heavy prying tools come out. Inserting a Halligan bar into the door gap to brutally defeat the latch and locking mechanism using coordinated strikes. Now, if conventional entry is the path taken, the examiner is listening closely for intense command presence. As the recruit works the top, middle, or bottom of the door with their tool, they have to loudly declare, "I am applying prying force to defeat the locking mechanism." This shows total control. It proves you're maintaining control of the tool, you're controlling the door's movement, and most importantly, you're commanding the scene. All right, section 4, mastering glass removal, the danger zone. We've hit the 2.5 minute mark now, and sometimes the primary door just isn't the answer, and a secondary entry point via a window is assigned. The crucial thing to remember here is that not all glass is created equal, and identifying it drastically changes your physical attack. If you're dealing with standard plate glass, you use the blunt end of your tool and strike the top corner. But if it's tempered glass, you've got to flip the tool, use the sharp pick end, and strike the bottom corner. Also, recruits have to be highly aware of their region, right? Because hurricane-rated, reinforced windows are becoming incredibly popular in coastal states, and that brings a whole new level of resistance to the breach. But hey, before a single swing is taken, this phrase absolutely has to echo across the fireground. Breaking glass. This massive verbal warning is a critical safety checkpoint. It alerts literally everyone in the vicinity that flying shards are imminent. If a recruit just mumbles this, or worse, forgets it entirely, they are putting their entire team at risk. Okay, so there's a strict, non-negotiable physical sequence for removing the remaining glass from the frame safely. Your hands must always be above the point of impact and strictly outside the frame. Then, you clear it in this exact order. Step 1, the top. Step 2, the windward side, that's the side nearest to you. Step 3, the leeward side, which is the side furthest away. And finally, Step 4, the bottom. You do it in this exact order so that gravity and wind are working with you, not against you, ensuring those sharp shards fall away from your body.
Finally, Section 5, the examiner's scorecard, passing the test.
So we are coming right up on the 4-minute mark. The opening is cleared, it's controlled and secured, and the recruit announces completion. But how is this intense routine actually judged? Let's take a look at the critical scoring factors. First up, safety verbalization. Did you announce your PPE? Did you yell breaking glass? Did you clearly state your hands were outside the frame? Next is sequence discipline. Did you actually try the door before you pried it? Because that is a mandatory fail if you skip it. Third, tool identification. Did you properly call out whether you were using a K tool, an A tool, a Hologan, or maybe a striking tool like a maul? And lastly, command presence. Did you sound fully aware of the hazards? Did you sound in control just like you would on a real, live fireground?
To pull all of this off flawlessly in under 4 minutes and 40 seconds, a recruit relies on a heavily burned-in memory flow, which is outlined right here. It's basically a rapid chain reaction. Size up, try the door, choose your method, apply the tool, force the entry, manage the glass, clear the frame, and announce completion. It is truly a masterclass in combining exhausting physical exertion with intense mental clarity.
Which brings us to a final thought for you. You've seen the sequence, you know the verbal commands now, and you understand the strict safety protocols. With the clock ticking down and an examiner scrutinizing your every single breath, would you have the sequence discipline and the command presence to pass the 4-minute and 40-second forcible entry test? It really gives you a whole new appreciation for the calculated intelligence happening behind the scenes of every dramatic breach, doesn't it? Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive and this explainer. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.